came out yesterday that they were going to infuse banks with this kind of money, $250 billion. That was a short-term measure that seemed to work. And now we will get more details at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. In the meantime, we want to get reaction from Florida Governor Charlie Crist, and he joins us live from Tallahassee this morning. Good morning to you, Governor.
Good morning. How are you, Gretchen?
I'm doing just fine. So obviously, President Bush must be pleased this morning with the way that the economy, at least the market, reacted to his plan yesterday.
Well, I think the American people are pleased, and certainly Floridians are pleased. I had the opportunity just last week, at the end of the week, to meet with Florida bankers from all across the state here in our state capital to talk to them about, whether they had the opportunity to continue to give loans to people who wanted to invest and continue to keep our market growing and infuse some optimism and some hope, frankly. They informed me that they do have money. They do have the ability and the desire to continue to make loans. So we encourage Floridians to go talk to their local banker because they want to make these loans. And if they have mortgages that are challenging for them, to go talk to their banker and maybe restructure how that is working, because the bankers don't want to foreclose on these homes. They don't want to be in the real estate business. They want to be in the loan business, and they want to help their customers and their citizens.
Sure. Also, the president just said that the FDIC is going to guarantee new debt that the banks extend to homeowners and people who want to buy cars and stuff like that. So that's obviously going to be really good news. Of course, over the last couple of weeks, Governor, the economy has not been good news for your candidate, John McCain. With this infusion of cash into the banking system, where the president says we're going to buy up a whole bunch of $250 billion worth of bank stocks and stuff like that, how does this help John McCain?
Well, I think it does help John McCain. I think it helps all Americans, frankly. But, the thing about John McCain is this guy's a fighter. About this time last year, people were writing off the McCain campaign.
Oh, he was
Sounds a little familiar.
He was written off.
He was written off. And I'll tell you what, if there's ever a guy who truly is the comeback kid, it's John McCain. I mean, when he came back here in Florida, won the primary in January, it really set him on a path to win Super Tuesday and go on to win the nomination. At this time last year, when people were counting him out, he came into my office here in Tallahassee and he said, Charlie, I'm going to win this thing. I'm going to win. He's got determination like nobody else. And you can understand that when you see what he's been through in his life and the challenges as a prisoner of war and the character and the faith that he has.
Since the rescue plan was announced and the crisis was confirmed, John McCain has dropped like a rock, especially in Florida, where he was leading by about 5 or 6 points. Now he's trailing by 5 or 6. Governor Crist, I haven't seen you in a while. There's been some reports that maybe you had a little bit of a problem with the campaign. Was there a bit of a rift between the McCain camp and you?
No, not at all. Quite the contrary. I think Senator McCain is going to be back in Florida the end of this week. I look forward to being with him. He's worked hard here. Sarah Palin was here. I was with her a couple of days last week. My first job, as you understand, is to be the governor for all the people of Florida, and I understand that very, very well, and that is my focus. But I certainly want to help my friend John McCain be our next president because I think it's important to Floridians, and I know it's important to Americans.
Well, interestingly enough, Governor, many people say that one of the reasons that John McCain actually won the nomination had a lot to do with you, because you endorsed him right as he was coming to campaign pretty heavily in Florida. And many people said, well, Governor Crist is so popular, that had a lot to do with him not only winning that state, but moving on. So will you continue to make appearances on his behalf and with him in the coming weeks?
Oh, absolutely. Like I say, I anticipate that he may be here later this week. I look forward to being with him if that takes place. I'm proud to stand with John McCain. He is a true American hero, a man of great strength, great character, certainly a great fighter. And I think we'll see some of that tomorrow night. He is a statesman, he is a gentleman, and he will lead and he will fight hard.
Governor, let me switch gears for just a second. Down there in your state, 2 years ago, there was that sex scandal, or the page scandal involving Mark Foley, where, he sent some inappropriate texts to Capitol Hill Page. Eventually, he lost his office. He was replaced by a Democrat by the name of Congressman Tim Mahoney, who now, it is being revealed, apparently is paid north of $100,000 to settle something with one of his mistresses who was on his staff. The guy is a Democrat, a congressman, and while we heard so much about, this Republican involved in this scandal, we really don't hear from the mainstream media much about this Democrat.
Well, that's true. I just heard a little bit about it last night, to be honest with you. I can tell you we've got a great Republican candidate down there, Tom Rooney. He's worked hard. He obviously did well in the primary. He's running a strong, vigorous, aggressive campaign. I hope to be with him Friday night, as a matter of fact. I look forward to it. Tom's a great guy and would be a great congressman, and I hope he's victorious.
And let's be honest, Governor, to get Steeler tickets wouldn't be bad. His family owns the Steelers, and it might be a good connection, win or lose.
Yeah. Well, as a kid that was born in Altoona, Pennsylvania, those Steeler tickets are nice. But right now, we're rooting for the Tampa Bay Rays, and they're doing incredibly well.
They are.
They had a good night last night.
Listen, Governor, before you go, I'm going down to sign copies of my book in Florida this weekend. I'm going to be in 4 different towns. Could I possibly get a police escort?
What about a chopper?
Are you the guy to talk to about that?
Do you need a police escort? Sure, Steve. We'll take good care of you. Everybody should come down to Florida. It's just starting to get cool up north. Property taxes are down. Property insurance down. No income tax.
Right.
Come and move to Florida. It's great.
Thank you very much. The guy's going to give me a police escort. Charlie Crist, we thank you very much for joining us live.
Thank you.
Not.
Back in just a minute.